Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your reading for February 6th through 12th, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are an Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, or have some other significant Aquarius placement in your chart. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. I hope you find this reading resonates with you. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And I take that as a good sign that these readings are helpful to you, and I'm very glad to have you here again. If you, okay, down in the description below, there is the links to not only my PayPal sort of tip jar, but there's also a link to my website, my spiritual coaching site called Transition Life Coaching. The actual website's called liminalreiki.com. That was the original name. And also links to my social media. So those are all down below. Those of you who do donate, which again, nobody's obliged to do, but if you do, I want to say thank you very much to those of you who have donated. I very much appreciate everybody's help with me as I'm trying to build this channel. And the way that these readings are done, if you are new to this channel, and if, by the way, if you do like these videos, please give a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you choose, and definitely subscribe. If you find these readings helpful, hit the notification bell. I usually put these out on Mondays, but I may change up the schedule a little bit in the future, maybe try to spread them out over a few days instead of trying to do them all at once, which some days that works out better than others. But yeah, so if you do enjoy these videos, definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss them, especially if my schedule changes, then you will know. Okay. The decks that we're using today, I'm using the Cartouche deck by Murray Hope's Cartouche. That is actually the first deck that I use. That's my oldest deck, the one that I've used the most. And I clarify Cartouche with a tarot deck. This week I am using the Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. And then I will pull an oracle card at the end. And this week it's going to be from the Fairies Oracle, the Brian Froud Fairies Oracle. Okay, so beginning at the beginning. This is a horoscope spread, so this is done according to the 12 houses of astrology. And what I do is interpret the cards' meanings in terms of the meaning of the house. And if you're new to this channel, you'll see how this works pretty quickly. And I also want to make sure I point out that when I do these readings, they are general readings. So I'm going to be focused on every aspect of the house. Not all of these aspects are going to apply to you. For example, the third house has to do with siblings. If you don't have any brothers and sisters, then that aspect of it doesn't apply to you. I mean, there's other aspects, but you know what I mean? So take what resonates and leave the rest. Obviously, if I wasn't doing a specific reading for somebody, we would drill down more into the specifics. So, and if you find overall that you aren't, say you're an Aquarius as your sun sign and this isn't resonating, you may want to look at the video instead for your ascendant or your moon sign in particular, or if there's some other significant placement in your chart, if you're aware of what that is. Okay. So so the first house is Aries energy. This is your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how you want people to see you. Okay, so you have Lotus with the Four of Swords. So right now, Aquarius, I feel like you're going through some healing. Four of Swords is a tendency to withdraw. It's a tendency to take some time out to heal, whether that be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The fact that you have it with the Lotus card may indicate a need for calming the mind. So this could be a more emotional or mental healing for you. And I feel like you are just right now, there's this sense of withdrawal and trying to stay calm, stay grounded, and stay in this kind of safe space that's calmer for you, where you don't have a lot of drama going on. If you do have a lot of drama going on right now, then maybe this is suggesting that this is what's needed for you. As we move through the reading, we might see the reason for this, but that's certainly how we're starting here. Second house is Taurus energy, and Taurus has to do with your finances, your possessions, your values sometimes. This is Venus energy. And you have fire with the sun. I mean, that's Leo energy with fire, so double fire here. So this is very good sign. Sun is one of the happiest cards in the deck. So to have it show up in the money house indicates it's very positive omen for money. It indicates things being clarified or cleared up. So if there has been a situation that has been less than satisfactory, This definitely sheds light on it in a good way and brings about positive resolutions. With the fire sign, fire card, I should say, fire has to do with, again, this is definitely a very strong, there's an intensity to this card. It can be an inspiration. And I feel like it's saying if there are any issues or problems, that this is like you become inspired to, as they say, burn up the rubbish, to solve the problem. So I feel like if there are any issues that are outstanding, that you are going to be inspired, not only to get rid of, resolve issues, maybe issues with debt or with income stream or something like that, but this also could be an inspiration for bringing money in. I mean, that's possible as well. But either way, with the sun, this is a very good omen. So if your finances have been dodgy at all or they're in question, this is definitely a very good omen that you are going to resolve any issues. Third house is Gemini energy. This has to do with, this is Mercury, so this has to do with messages of all kinds. It has to do with, if you're in your own business, this is self-employment. This is the house, as I mentioned, I think in the beginning, of siblings, brothers and sister relationships. It can have to do with short-term travel. So all the things connected to Mercury, technology, things like that. This is all covered by the third house. And you have Buckle of Isis with the Ten of Pentacles. So wow, if you are in your own business, Ten of Pentacles is a great omen. And Buckle of Isis would be saying that the hard work you're putting into something is being rewarded. So I feel for some of you, you have been putting work into something and now you are starting to yield those fruits. If you're not in your own business, nonetheless, this does seem to be a message about money. Ten of Pentacles can have to do with legacy as well. So sometimes it has to do with inheritance and stuff like that. Of course, this is not appearing in the 8th house, which is the house of inheritance. But there could be a family connection here. Maybe there is money coming from a family thing. But with Buckle of Isis, to me, this is more about effort that's put in. The other possibility here, and this is not going to be for everybody, with the Sun and the Buckle of Isis together, sometimes this can indicate something coming in connection to the birth of a child. So again, it's take that as it resonates. That's not going to be the message for everybody, but that is a possibility here with the way that, because Buckle of Isis to me has to do with fertility in that sense. And the Sun also can be about children. So something connected to finances, but this is all happening in a good way. So it could be somebody's having a baby and, maybe, there's a bunch of money that's coming in as a result of that. I mean, that's possible. But if not, I feel like it's that hard work you're putting into something is going to be financially rewarded, and you're going to have news of that soon, or you're going to see it reflected in your business. So if that applies. Okay, 4th house, Cancer energy. This is your home, your environment. This is a family situation, potentially has to do with the mother. Okay, so we have the Lovers and water. Now, for some people, and again, this is not for everybody, you could literally be, moving and maybe moving in with a lover or a loved one. This could be, because I feel like this is the idea of a love relationship coming into the home. Because water can indicate, water along with air and some of these other cards does indicate move or movement. So when it's in the area of your house, this to me can indicate a move of house, potentially across water or somewhere near water. Now, if you're not planning a move, okay, and if you're not having somebody move in, then there definitely would indicate that there's some kind of a change to a home and family situation, maybe even something of an emotional nature. But there's changes that are coming in, and the Lovers in that case, I mean, they could be connected to somebody who you're in a love relationship with, but more often than not, the Lovers would have to do with making a choice. So I feel like there's going to be decisions to be made around the home. You're making choices. There's definite change coming in, whether it's from the family side or whether it actually relates to your actual physical home. And if the pregnancy thing resonates here, then maybe there's some choices about your living space. People, when they have a child, then it's like, if you're living in a small space, you might be like, well, now we have to move to a bigger space. I mean, that could be an element here as well. But again, that would only be a very specific message. So in any event, there's definitely changes coming in the home environment, and there's going to be choices to be made, potentially involving another person, potentially, somebody who is, a lover or a close friend, or just somebody who fits that bill, possibly a Gemini. Okay, so now let's look at the 5th house. This is Leo. So Leo has to do with love affairs, children, creativity, and also with recreation and leisure, things that you do for fun. Okay, so you have the Seven of Cups with Anubis. Seven of Cups, okay, there's a couple possibilities here. So now if if you're a single person interested in somebody, okay, the Seven of Cups still has a couple possibilities. This person could be fantasy, okay, it could be maybe you think something's going on and there isn't. The other possibility there, although you do have it with the card of Anubis, which is a card of somebody not deluding themselves or of protection. So I don't know. I mean, the Seven of Cups to me always indicates, if it's not delusion, then it's definitely either a situation where there seems like there's too many possibilities, or like where the outlook is just not clear, where you're not really able to see what's happening. It could also be an online relationship with somebody, because Seven of Cups is frequently connected to that. So positively, Seven of Cups has to do with maybe too many choices. Negatively, it could have to do with, wearing rose-colored glasses in a situation. So you can decide how that resonates. I'm going to look at the 7th house and see what that says, to see if that's the case. And Anubis could indicate that maybe you're attracted to somebody. This could be one of those situations where if you are attracted to someone and they're not necessarily acting like they're interested or in love, but maybe there's these little things and you go, I don't know, he or she did this, maybe. I feel like whatever this person is, that this person, either you or this person, is protecting themselves right now, because I feel like Anubis is a card of protection. It definitely is about having a sense of humor, trying to go with the flow of something. But so I don't know. You could be just meeting somebody who's very friendly and very outgoing. There may or may not be an interest there, or maybe just right now things are just too unclear. So it could go either way. And again, Anubis also has to do with travel. So I don't know. There could be a strong online component to this as well. If you're not looking for love, okay, if you're not single, if you're not in a potential dating relationship or something, then this could have to do with this, I don't feel strongly that this has to do with a child, maybe. I mean, you can decide whether or not those aspects resonate there. But if it has to do with a creative project, then again, there may be a need here to work through some things, to maybe move something from the idea stage to giving it a concrete form, to a reality, okay? And it may be also something that you're doing online creatively as well. So take it as it resonates. This literally could be somebody working online, and I don't know, you could be doing work. I mean, you could be mentoring people, or you could be doing something, or maybe you are a comedian. Maybe you've got a sense of humor about something. I mean, Anubis definitely has this this element of trying to bring a more of a lighthearted energy. And this is in the house of play as well. So I don't know, maybe this is just you've been taking some time out to enjoy yourself and be in a fantasy world right now. That's another possibility here as well. And that doesn't have to be like a bad thing, that could just be the other. But let's different for everybody. 6th house, Virgo energy. This has to do with your health. It has to do with your job. Okay, if you're working for somebody, this is, you're not self-employed. I mean, you could be self-employed and have a job, right? But this is the house of working for others, basically, and can have to do with worries and anxieties, and it can have to do with pets too, potentially. So you've got the 6 of Cups with air. Okay, so 6 of Cups is usually a past person or situation coming around. And air would have to do either with communication, or it has to just do with change. So for some of you, maybe you're looking to get a new job. If you're in one now, maybe there's going to be a change, or maybe there's going to be a change within your job. Maybe somebody's going to offer you a new job who you've worked for before, or who has come back from your past. But the 6 of Cups here, there's definitely this idea of revisiting a past situation here for me. I mean, this can, have past life or childhood kinds of resonances too, but I don't know. I'm just feeling like there's some element from the past or some person from the past, and where there's going to either be communication or movement or change connected with this. Now, if this is in the house of worry, then maybe this is a return of somebody that you're worried about. But with the air card, I don't know. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling like it's if you're worried about say somebody coming back around, maybe causing certain drama or anything. Air tends to be a very lighthearted card, so I just feel like it's something where maybe you would need to detach from the situation. There's not a strong health omen connected with these. I just feel like, yeah, like I'm not getting a strong health vibe from this one. If you are concerned about your health, I don't feel like this is a negative health omen. It could be situations maybe that are going to come and go very quickly. Like air could indicate somebody who gets sick and then, you know, they're over it in a couple days. Like there's a fast moving nature to this card. So, but again, I don't want to, as always, if people do have significant health issues, I always advise you to go see a doctor and not rely on a tarot reader. And also I don't make any claims to medical knowledge or professional, anything to do with the medical profession. So yeah, obviously that's what I would say, but it could be that if you're just having some, vague kind of health things, it could just be, just something that's a fast moving virus or something. So, but I don't feel strongly that this is about health. I feel like this is more about either a job situation or something you're concerned about. Okay. 7th house, this is about relationships. So marriage relationships, long-term partnerships, legal contracts, like business partnerships of some kind. There's this is Libra house, and Libra is the scales of justice. So there's definitely a sense of there's a legal component to it. Okay, that's why it has to do with something that's more serious than the more unlegalized aspect that we see here in the 5th house. Now, remember down here we saw the 7 of Cups, so I was wondering about a relationship maybe that's not what it appears to be, or things that are cloudy. And of course you do have Seth here. So for some of you, this could be, maybe a relationship that, is not going to be long-term, or at least right now there are obstacles to that being long-term. But you have Scarab. So I have a feeling that if there's somebody you're interested in right now, Scarab, I think, is telling you that there's going to be a new relationship. Like there's somebody here, I feel like you've been maybe giving attention to, or maybe been thinking about, and there's nothing wrong with fantasizing about people. That's totally fine. But I don't think, I just feel like there's going to be something about this person. The fact that the protection card comes up makes me wonder too, if maybe this is somebody you want to protect yourself from. I don't know. Like maybe they're not what 7 of Cups is something not what it appears to be. That's a possibility, and I don't always interpret it that way, but the fact that I'm seeing Seth here it seems to be like, no, there's going to be a new relationship or something better that's coming. Yeah, and you have it with the 3 of Swords. So for somebody here, this is definitely, and I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. This could indicate a recent breakup, okay? A situation where, somebody's not what they represented themselves as. But there is, the good news here is that there will be a new relationship. Now, if you're already married, if you are, then this could just be a situation. We are seeing kind of this revisiting from the past. I don't know. For some people, this could be divorce, or it could just be some kind of a problem maybe you've had with your partner, where you're needing to change something up or make a fresh start. Okay, if you're married and you're saying, okay, I'm married and we're not getting divorced, then there could be some kind of an issue, and it may not even be something between you. Maybe it's something that's going on, in their world with a friend, a family member, a business associate. This can also indicate the breakup of a business partnership as well, and moving towards something new. So yeah, there's definitely the sense here. Maybe this is the reason you're feeling like you need a timeout over here, but there's some kind of a significant legal partnership. Some of this could be, like I said, for some of you, this could be somebody you work with. It could be a business thing, but there definitely seems to be something that's coming to an end here. But if you are somebody looking for love, or have been dating somebody, or getting involved with somebody who you think is somebody you'd want to be involved with long term, this is definitely saying no to that person. This is saying no, it's not going to go where you think it is, or it's not going to stay together. But there's, but again, I don't want to be totally negative here. This would basically be saying that there would be a new situation that's coming in, and a new and better person for you. Okay, 8th house is Scorpio, and Scorpio has to do with transformation. So it's a house of birth and death, so it has to do with major milestones. I feel like I want to translate this house as having to do with changes that are basically going on in the general flow of our life, on kind of more of a a macro level, you know, on a broader scale. This can also have to do with other people's money. Okay, so you have the twins with the Four of Cups. So this is interesting because the twins here, now this could have to do with other people's money. The fact that I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles here, I don't know, maybe there is a legacy component or at least just a gift of money from family or a family member. The fact that it's with the Four of Cups, though, this could be something that you're not seeing. You want to make sure you're not missing an opportunity with the Four of Cups. Oftentimes, it usually shows a person sitting there staring at 3 cups with their arms folded, and there's another cup with its hand coming out of the cloud, but the person's not looking at that. So I think this is saying to keep your eyes open for opportunities. Four of Cups sometimes comes around when we're bored with a situation or dissatisfied with it. And yeah, so, but to me, there's definitely a strong component of partnership here. So whether this is business partnership, whether this is, you know, going to be a new romantic partner, you know, if there's a breakup with somebody here, it may be saying that there's somebody, you know, who's more in the realm of destiny, for lack of a better phrasing, that maybe is going to be coming around. So, you know, and that you need to wait for that person. And yeah, maybe if it is a love thing, then you may be looking too hard at this person and you don't want to miss somebody else who may be waiting in the wings here. So yeah, so take that as it resonates. That's not going to be the interpretation for everyone. Nonetheless, I would say overall that in this particular house, there's definitely something connected to somebody else, whether this is financial, whether this is just a partnership that's going to be part of a significant change, and an opportunity that you don't want to miss. Okay, 9th house is Sagittarius energy. And Sag has to do with expanding your horizons, so higher education, educational institutions, religious institutions, anything that has to do with your belief system, your value, you know, things that are of much deeper meaning, and also of learning, you know, expanding your knowledge. And it doesn't have to be going back to college or university. It could be getting a certification or something like that. Also has to do with long distance travel and sometimes with legal matters. Okay, so you have Isis with the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. This is definitely a turn. There is, it's like the Wheel of Fate, right? There's some kind of a turn here in the wheel of things, and so now you're moving into, there's something that's out of your control. Okay. It's almost like the universe is pushing you in a particular direction. It's pushing you to expand your horizons. For some of you, maybe this has to do with travel. For some of you, it may be expanding your beliefs about something, or maybe even going back to school. Now you have it with Isis. So Isis is definitely a card of compassion. It's a card that's connected to motherhood. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, this does connect to motherhood, since I saw that possibility for somebody. And that may also be something that's life-changing. Maybe it's going to change. Maybe if you are in school, maybe it's going to change things around. Or maybe this is going to... we do have water here, right? In the house of moving and changing. So this may involve a decision to move somewhere far away from where you are now. That's possible. This can also just indicate a situation where you need to be patient and persevere. And also Isis, I feel like, has a lot to do with following your intuition and also with self-care, because we see the Four of Swords here in the first house. So I don't know. It just seems like there's big changes coming up. I don't know if some of the changes you're dealing with here connect to with somebody from far away, or if they connect with somebody who's part of somebody you go to school with, college or university, or whether it has to do with somebody connected to a religious organization. Again, different for everybody. But nonetheless, there's definitely the sense that Wheel of Fortune to me is a turn in the wheel. Sometimes it can indicate somebody coming back around. We have seen that in a couple places here. Like we do have the Six of Cups over here. Let's see. You don't have Judgment here. Okay, I think that was a different reading. So, so that is a possibility here too. But I don't know. For some of you, I definitely feel like there's definitely a move towards expansion. And, whether this is connected with motherhood, which is what Isis is largely connected with, or whether it just has to do with care, nurturing, healing, or just a situation where you need to be patient. So, yeah, take it as it resonates. I know. When I talk about a general reading, we really are covering the gamut here. Okay, so 10th house is Capricorn energy. This is about your career, fame, reputation, potentially the father. Okay, so you have Horus with the Two of Cups. Now this is interesting because I'm seeing this breakup over here, but then I'm seeing the twins here, I'm seeing the Two of Cups here. So I feel like, okay, if there has been a recent partnership that hasn't worked out, that there's going to be somebody new who's connected to your career in some way. Or there's going to be a new kind of a partnership connected to your career. If it's not a love partnership, then I feel like it's going to be a new business partnership. Now, Horus has a strong family vibe, but it also just has a strong vibe of popularity, of being seen, of making your way through problems, of healing situations. Horus can also have to do with family, okay? So I don't know if there's a family connection to something you're doing here, especially since I'm seeing Ten of Pentacles down here. That could be the case for someone, that maybe there's a strong thing, but there definitely seems to be some significant partnership coming in that is connected to your career. So, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, if this is a business partnership that's ended over here in the 7th house, then there's definitely a new one that's going to form. And there's some level of, and again, I'm using the word destiny rather, I guess, what's the adjective or the adverb I'm looking for here? Advisedly, I guess. I don't know. There's because I'm seeing the twins over here, I just feel like there may be some other kind of partnership or situation that now has to get out of the way because there's this new one, and I feel like this one is going to be the one that's going to be more life-changing or more significant, okay? And this is the one that's going to take you to where you want to go. This is what you want to see in the career house. This is visibility. This is creativity. This is being popular. Being charismatic, being heroic in some way, okay? So that's all very good energy to see in your career house in terms of your fame and your reputation and so forth. Okay, 11th house, this is your own energy, Aquarian energy. And Aquarius here, this has to do with, with your goals, your dreams, what you want to manifest, your wishes, also with your friendships and your social networks. Okay, we got the Four of Pentacles with Osiris. Okay, now I've noticed now that we are on our... let's see, our third four card. So you've got 3 4s here. So there's definitely a sense here of kind of wanting to stay where you are, wanting to stick with the devil you know. That's what I feel like. You may be in a position where things are changing, where maybe certain relationships are dissolving, or creative partnerships or something like that. And maybe certain past situations are coming around again, and you're being asked to revisit them, to forge new partnerships. But with the Four of Pentacles and Osiris, I feel like you are at a place where you don't really want to make a change right now. Osiris is about being stable, and so is the Four of Pentacles. They're both cards of kind of like, yeah, I'm holding on to what I got and I'm staying here. And I think the message here is, I don't know. To be honest, with the Four of Swords in the first house, it could be that this change is coming in, but right now, maybe the only thing you're hoping for is stability and to kind of keep things where they are. But you've got the Sun here in the 2nd house. You've got the ending of some partnership, but there's definitely something that's almost fated, like that the universe is bringing in. You may be reluctant, and with the Four of Cups there, you may be reluctant to accept it, especially with this other 4 here. There's definitely, you have this energy right now, Aquarius, of things are changing for you, and you're kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of okay where I was. There's that kind of an energy here. You have a 4 down here as well. 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. I'm trying to see if there's other one. Do you have Bast in here? No, I don't see Bast. No, that's the Ankh. Sorry, I thought that was Bast. So I don't know. That 4 seems to be a number here. I don't know. You can, that number may or may not have any kind of significance otherwise, like in terms of a time frame. I feel more like it's the idea that you're on the threshold of something new and you may be reluctant to step ahead. Let's look at the 12th house. This is Pisces energy. This has to do with what you are afraid of, what's hidden, maybe what you're not showing to people. And you have Ankh with the Hierophant. Okay. So I don't know. Now, Ankh in this house, this is 8th and 12th houses when I see Ankh. 6th, 8th, and 12th houses. Sometimes there's a fear for somebody, maybe for the mortality of somebody, maybe if you're worried about somebody's health, whether or not, maybe you have an older relative that you're worried about. Sometimes this comes up when there's a worry about the life-death kind of a thing. We have it with the Hierophant. So the Hierophant has to do a lot with tradition. So more likely, though, I don't necessarily think this is a life-death thing. With the Hierophant, I kind of think this has to do with tradition versus following your heart, okay? Because Hierophant is about, doing the tried and true methods, like doing, being the way that you were traditionally taught. And you may be, and the fact that I'm seeing here, like in the house of self-employment, for instance, the fact that you've got Buckle of Isis with the Ten of Pentacles, for some of you, this could be an opportunity to, say, go into business with somebody. And maybe there's another partnership here that's breaking up in business, and you're kind of saying, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not used to doing this on my own. On my own, I want to do it. I want to do something that's more traditional, something more stable, more solid. Again, you have this Osiris energy here. Maybe you're wishing for something more solid. Well, I want a regular job with benefits, and maybe if you're not in that kind of a situation, there's definitely the sense of wanting to move to something that's more what you consider to be a traditional and maybe socially acceptable kind of way of doing things. And I say that because sometimes people who go out and do things on their own, people are like, oh, but you don't have a real job that you drive to every day. And of course you do have a real job, but people don't perceive it that way. So I feel like you may be caught between what society's telling you to do and what your heart is telling you to do. So I don't know. If there is somebody here who's pregnant, then that may be a matter of trying to decide between what you feel you want and maybe what your family feels you should have too. I mean, there's an element of that, or what your church might feel if you are somebody who's religious, because Hierophant can have to do with traditional religion as well. Or maybe traditional religious values or something that's causing a fear, maybe is the source of a particular fear. And again, Ankh to me then would indicate, you need to focus on your life and what makes you feel alive. Okay, overall, we have the Sphinx with the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you are walking away from something. And I feel like it's something that has sustained you for a long time. But with Sphinx here, there's a sense here of wanting to hang back to keep things secret. Again, we have this Four of Swords in the first house. That resonates perfectly with that, because this is the idea of, I have a feeling you're about to make a big change and you're not really telling people about it. And it may be that you're having influence from, you may be trying to separate fact from fiction. You may have family influence here, both positive and potentially negative, or just the input of other people, institutions, and situations where you feel that you need to, and again, you have this Lover's card down here. There's definitely a sense of needing to make a choice. But you have this over here. You may be reluctant to accept certain opportunities. I feel like, you need to get clear on what's going on here, because there is something that you are about to walk away from, something that has served you for a long time. Now, and again, that doesn't have to necessarily be a job. It could be a move of a home that you've lived in for a long time. It could be walking away from a relationship. It could be walking away from a job. There's a lot of possibilities there. You'll have to see how it resonates, but there's definitely a sense that, and if you're saying, gee, Breach, I'm not changing anything. Well, there's something that you're going to be walking away from. But again, Sphinx could also just indicate if you're not sure about walking away from something that maybe you want right now, is you're having a time out to have a think, as they say. And let's see what the Fairies Oracle has for you for this week. What does Aquarius need to know? And oh, wow. Haha, oh gosh. Okay. Okay, actually you ended up with 3 cards. So your 3 cards are Iris of the Rainbows, Death, and Indy. Okay, so what do these cards mean? Well, let's start with Death and Indy. Death, of course, means things are changing. And we have this Wheel of Fortune up here. Certain things are ending, and it's a natural ending, so you want to flow with it. Indy has to do with indecision. You got the Lovers down here? Yeah. There's decisions that you need to make. Opportunities you need to look at. So, as I've said, you want to get clear on things. And then you have Iris of the Rainbows. And this is a nice card because, like a rainbow, rainbows appear after the storm. So Iris of the Rainbows is saying the storm has passed. Okay, so you are going to be in a calmer place. And it doesn't mean it will never storm again, but for right now, there's going to be a new clarity that's brought to a situation. Hopefully this will allow you to accept changes and to make the decisions that you have to make. So I hope this reading was helpful for you this week, Aquarius. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you choose, or let me know, anything that that resonated here if you want to. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.